Alright, how is it going, Stopde Nation? It is Stopde here, and it is time for some more FIFA Mobile 18 content. So we did some pack openings a little bit earlier. You saw the new amazing pack animations. If you missed out on that one, make sure to go check out the link to the playlist in the description below. It's basically going to be all of our stuff from the capture event that we were so fortunate enough to go down to Vancouver and visit. So a big shout out to the EA Game Changer program for flying us down and letting us get some early footage so we could share it all with you. Anything you miss will be in that playlist down there, so you can check it all out, watch it all, keep watching it, whatever you want to do with that. But today we're going to focus on something, basically how to start the game, how to go from the start screen to going through the training camp to getting yourself your very own 80 overall Cristiano Ronaldo and a gold card from your favorite team. So we're going to give a little bit of pointers through that, tell you what you got to do with those different things, show you the 80 overall Cristiano Ronaldo that you get, and show you, well, obviously we're picking Arsenal, so we're going to show you the Arsenal player that you get, so you'll be leveling up with that. So there's some things about entering into the skill boost, but I'm excited for this. I cannot wait for this. Remember though, this is a pre-build, so some things may look a little bit different than they're going to look in the actual game when it drops, but I'm excited to show you this. Let's get into it. Alright, so we got the splash screen coming up here. We got Cristiano Ronaldo, and then this is really nice. I actually really like this backdrop on this one. So right when you open up the game, this will pop up. You're going to hit that and you're going to select your age. As we always do, we'll probably skip that part. We don't need to see that. And anyways, once you get into there, you can either set up as a guest, Facebook Game Center. If you're doing it on the on an iPhone or an iPad, if you're doing it on Android, I think you have the extra thing to put it onto your. You don't have Game Center, but you have whatever the Android version of that one is. You go in, you put in your name, and you start off, and up pops Cristiano Ronaldo to walk us through the adventure that we're going to go on our way to getting it. So it's going to be 100% worth doing this training camp because it's a few of the controls and stuff are different, but the other nice thing about it is all you have to do is finish off this training camp, and you actually get yourself the Cristiano Ronaldo card. So each of these ones, you can see at the side, every event you play actually gets you coins, it gets you cash, experience, different things like that. So the first thing you'll notice, it's a little bit different if you played this game before, is on the side there, it actually gives you a target. And this is actually a really nice drill because it shows you kind of actually swipe a little bit to the side to put in the corner. I know it's kind of strange that you're like swiping beside the net to score, but I don't know. I'll blame it on the fact that I don't actually swipe where I want to do it. But you see that target in the net shows you where you want to go, which is a really nice thing. And then we go in one-on-one with the keeper. We kind of messed this one up. No, wait, it's the next one. Spoiler alert, we messed the next one up. We messed this one up as we go in a little too fast and couldn't get it by the keeper. But basically, when you're going in one-on-one in the keeper, do a nice little swipe around him to get it through. But these ones with these different, with these different live events, you have as many tries as you want. So if you mix it up, doesn't matter. But into our next one, we go in and we start to learn how to pass it. So passing. There it is though, the 80 overall. So we pop over to the 80 overall Cristiano Ronaldo card. You can see a little bit of a teaser of it. We will complete at the end of this video so you can see what that card looks like. But basically you got to go through a bunch of different things first, like tapping to pass. So if you want to pass, just tap the screen, goes to the player on the other side, successful. If you played this game before, you know that, but it's your first time playing it. This is a really, really effective way of doing it. There's things I prefer to use the controls for and things I prefer to use the tap for, and passing is definitely one of the ones that I find tapping is a lot better. Shooting as well. Shooting is definitely a lot better to do with there. As you can see, we just swipe it in, score with the net. The other thing that you may notice in these drills is there is no control pads. So don't get scared off by that, because the fact that there is no control pads is, you can change that. We can go into the settings after. We'll show you kind of what we mean by that. But if you hit that pause button up at the top after you're done the drills, you'll actually be able to turn off that setting. It's just for now to get used to it that you don't have that. And actually the controls and the D-pad and everything you have in this one is so much better than the FIFA Mobile 16. It makes it so clean. So I'm really excited to show you that as well. But anyways, once we finish that, we just got to score a bunch of goals, which, hey, you know what? There's 4 defenders, but we can do it, and we put it in top shelf in there to finish that one off, and we get our first reward from 2 minutes, 3 minutes of doing these things, and we get ourselves our very first player, 69 overall, and there's a very good reason why it's 69 overall, because one more level and it becomes a gold. So what we're going to do after a few more live events, we're actually going to go in, we're going to take this 69 overall player, we're going to level him up to a 70 overall, and like the awesome thing about this is as soon as you do that, the entire card just turns gold. It's like kind of really fun. But anyway, so they talked about how you can continue this, goes to the home screen, and shows you how we can now update our team from here. So the new team lineup is just a single starting 11, only 11 players. You no longer have like the 27 or whatever different players you have, just players there. The stats are right in there when you click on the player, and you'll notice you can train them as well from there. Shows your overall, everything right in there on that starting 11. And you may notice as well what's going to happen a little bit, you can actually play these players out of position. So we're going to show you a little bit, lots of fun challenges with that, but the fact that you can play them out of position in that starting 11 is also really, really cool. But anyways, we're going to go into this, we're going to continue on with our training camp, and we're going to look at the different things that we can do. We got, I think, 2 more events that we got to finish off before we stop it. Now this one, all you got to do is move around. So if you're like, hey, what am I supposed to do? I don't really know what I'm doing. Legitimately, just run with the ball, and eventually it starts to turn green. Once it turns green, it goes successful. So you don't have to do anything fancy with that one. This one, pretty straightforward. You got to avoid the things it tells you to avoid. So we avoid all the red circles, and then at the end you got to swipe it and put in a goal. But there's no goalie, so it's probably something that we could easily score on there. And then in the next one, you just got to enter into the zone. So there's like 7 defenders, but if you just kind of go as quick as you can, you're going to enter into the zone and get the goal there. Alright, so in our next one, if we go in, we just basically have to avoid the line. We just run as fast as we can, hold down the sprint button at the bottom, and run into the zone at the end. And once you get into the zone at the end, you win it. So this is pretty easy one there, just going in, and then you're successful through that, and we move on to, I think, our final challenge before we can get ourselves our first look at leveling up. And you can see again there, you can get coins, you get FIFA cash just for doing that as well. So now we move on to defending. There's a few different things actually with defending as well that we're going to look at. You can actually add in a second defender as well. So the base one is just to hold down your tackle button, you're going to go at the defender. You can also hold down on the player you want to attack, and it's going to go after that player as well. And then there's some more advanced things that we'll look at when we do the advanced controls in some future videos and stuff like that. But you can see here, we claim this, and in this claiming pack, we get a bronze player, we also get some coins, and we get 1,000 training points. So this is our first time actually looking at training. So when we go into the training of the team, and Cristiano Ronaldo is going to tell us what we got to do here, but we go back to the home screen, we go into our team, and now we can actually level up that 69 overall player. So now we see why that's the case, because when we go train for, I think it's like 6,000 coins or something, we can put him to the next level. So it is expensive to level up, but remember, it's a very long season, and you definitely wouldn't want to be like 100 overall by like week 2. So it's going to cost a little bit to do it, but once we put in all the players, we take whatever player we want, our favorite player, the player it gives us, and right away shows us all the stats, how high they go up, which is actually a fairly good boost on there from that one. Train the player, and now he's a gold card. So that's really cool in my opinion, the fact that it changes it. Sometimes the card art actually changes as well as it levels up, which is really cool in my opinion. But then we get one more match. We have up 3-0, so you really, hopefully we won't lose this one. Up 3-0 with a few minutes to go. So we'll kind of rush through this one as we run in all the way from the center line, going in on net, puts it in, and we are putting in our first goal right there. So we put a few more of these ones, but we'll just skip ahead and show you what happens when we finish this. Alright, so we got the full-time victory here. We got success on that one, which means now it's time to claim our 80 overall master. So this is basically the mole master like Royce was before, but instead of just getting him at 100 or 99 overall, you actually keep leveling up this specific player from it. Now, he can only use the mobile master tokens. Not really sure how we get those yet, but basically with this card, he's got his own specific leveling up tokens that he will use. So we put him into the team, the 80 overall Cristiano Ronaldo card, and then we're going to add him on, and then we can go look at him on our squad and see what's going to happen there. So if we go here, one more thing, stops us, asks us to pick our favorite team. And this is going to be very important because this card actually changes what's going to happen with the rest of the game. You get one specific card. You're going to see we picked Arsenal. We pick up the Arsenal player and we get this welcome pack. And it contains a gold player from your favorite club. But you only get one, and there's only one way to get it, and that's here at the start. So there's a lot of times when maybe you might want to just pick a different team because you maybe got to get a better player with better stats. The Arsenal player actually wicked speed. We're going to show this in a second here. If we go to him once we start actually leveling him up, he's over 100 speed, 101 acceleration, I think, by the time he hits an 80 overall, which is better than a lot of like base 80 overall players. So some may have better speed. There's keepers for some clubs, all those things. So in the next video, what we're actually going to really focus on is those budget players and which ones are going to be the best players. So come back and check that one out. Once the video is up, I'll pop a card so you can see that from here. But as you see us level up our Arsenal player, look at that speed, 101 acceleration at 80 overall. It's a very beastly starting card to work with. So we're going to kind of show you which cards are going to be the best ones for you to start with to build out your team and everything like that as you start to actually move into this one. So make sure to come back and check that out as we check out the skill boost and move on to what happens with skill boost. So here on the skill boost basically give you more overall. So you can see here Ronaldo, he's going to boost up once we boost up that skill boost from there. So each player has a specific skill boost. You can see the percentage of different things that it builds up as you go up and as you level them up. So another really cool feature that we're going to delve into a little bit later as well. But thank you for checking this out and stopping by. It's been a pleasure as always. Stopde out.